What's good, St. Louis? It's Angela Sharp, and it's Daily Mix time. I hope you had the most magical weekend of your life. I hope you did something that you'll never be able to do again, but it checked off something on your bucket list. I hope that you're just beyond enthusiastic today, because I am. Anybody who has seen the show probably just once or knows me in real life knows I love hot air balloons, and the Great Forest Park Balloon Race is literally my favorite thing in the entire universe. Well, with a lot of planning and prepping, didn't happen in 19, but this weekend I got to go up in a balloon during the Great Forest Park Balloon Race. I cannot tell you enough about how magical and amazing this whole thing was. It was just so great. So anyway, that's gonna be coming up on next week's show. I will show you everything that went on during that, but for me, that was magical. I even teared up a little bit when the balloon started to take off because it was such a bucket list activity. It's a high I'll never be able to capture again. It was amazing. But you know who else had a really great weekend? Well, a local singer from Waterloo. Her name is Alexandra Kaye. She did a TikTok video where she covered one of Tim McGraw's songs, Don't Take the Girl. And guess what? Tim McGraw duetted it. You know, he's got a little bit bigger reach than most anybody on the platform, which is pretty cool. Just take a listen to how good she is.
His dad looked down and smiled, so we can leave her behind. Son, I know you don't want her to go. Someday you'll change your mind and
Pretty amazing. Now, like I said, she's from Waterloo. She actually studied under like that situation Nelly had going on earlier, and she's done some professional work as a singer, but this is gonna get her a lot more views. And speaking of Nelly, did you know that you can now get a Nelly meal at Burger King? Okay, it's actually a Cornell Hayes Jr. meal because that's Nelly's real name, and this meal is part of the new Keep It Real meal line. The meals are to celebrate Burger King hitting a new milestone, banning 120 artificial ingredients from its menu. Now, in case you're wondering, Nelly's meal includes the classic Whopper with cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, mayo, and ketchup, and it comes with a small fry and a small Sprite, which got me thinking, what would my meal look like? Well, I don't think they have a gluten-free bun, but that would have to have that. It would be a Whopper with just lettuce and ketchup, a ginormous fry, and a root beer. I don't even know if they sell root beer, but that's pretty cool that Nelly has his own meal, right? Nelly's been like really taking off again. It's like he's had his resurgence. And speaking of music, and Nelly goes right along with that, later on in the show, I'm gonna take you to St. Louis Sound. That is at the Missouri History Museum, and it was really amazing. And of course, yes, Nelly is in this exhibit. If you like music just a little bit or a whole bunch, this is for you. So let's get started on today's Daily Mix. We have to congratulate local chef Trent Garvey, the executive chef at the Blue Duck in Maplewood. He's the newly crowned winner of Hell's Kitchen Young Gun, which means he's also now the head chef at Gordon Ramsay's Steak at the Paris Hotel in Las Vegas. That is a pretty cool honor. We also want to congratulate James Young, a musical theater teacher at Johnson Wabash 6th Grade Center. He has been named the 2022 Missouri Teacher of the Year. The Army veteran is a positive role model both in and outside the classroom and has spent most of his 14-year teaching career with the Ferguson-Florissant School District. He also was the first teacher from that district to receive the honor, so big ups to him. Now here's something else to celebrate. We now know that Worldwide Technology Raceway will be hosting one of the coveted 2022 NASCAR Cup races. That's right, the NASCAR Cup Series is coming to St. Louis. Take a look at this clip from the huge announcement we had.
2022, a new chapter of motorsports history will be written. The green flag will fly and a new dawn for Midwest racing will rise. The most coveted motorsports event in America comes to the Gateway City. At long last, the NASCAR Cup Series is coming to St. Louis. We have one question for you, the fans, the believers and the dreamers who made it happen. Are you ready?
I'm Joe Buck, and on behalf of Fox Sports, I'm proud to say, welcome to St. Louis, NASCAR. It's Cup time.
Welcome, NASCAR. Zoom, zoom, zoom. It's Cup time, St. Louis.
Hey, St. Louis, it's Cup time.
Hey, St. Louis, it's Cup time.
It's Cup time in St. Louis.
It's Cup time, 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 St. Louis.
Welcome to St. Louis, NASCAR. It's Cup time.
It's Cup time in St. Louis.
Well, my 50 years in the booth here in St. Louis, it's really time for me to welcome NASCAR to St. Louis. We welcome you and your fans, the greatest fans in the world.
Continuing our mission to make memories that last a lifetime.
It's Cup time!
It's Cup time, St. Louis. In full disclosure, I also work for Worldwide Technology Raceway, so that has been one of the worst or best kept secrets that we have going, but it's going to be a huge summer. That is June 5th, 2022. We'll definitely be looking forward to it. But there's a lot to look forward to in the coming weeks as well. On Saturday, you can celebrate National Public Lands Day at the Gateway Arch National Park with a wide range of free activities throughout the day. This includes a Mississippi River cleanup, yoga under the arch, bark ranger events, butterfly watching at the Great Monarch Migration event, and of course, movie night under the arch featuring The Secret Life of Pets 2. And since it's a fee-free day at all national parks, you can also save money on tram rides to the top tickets. Now, it's all taking place Saturday, September 25th at the Gateway Arch. For a full schedule of events, go to gatewayarch.com and follow Gateway Arch STL on social media. Now, there's also plenty to see and do at the National Missouri of Transportation this weekend. On Saturday, watch talented artists recreate the museum's artifacts on canvas painting in the open air while competing for prizes during the Plein Air Art Festival. That takes place from 9 to 3:30. Then on Sunday, you can enjoy local food trucks, craft vendors, and bands at the Acoustic Musical from 11 to 4. Plus, they'll also have their Oldsmobile Fun Show and Orphan Car Show taking place that day in the upper lot from 10 to 2. You know you can count on me being anywhere there's a car show. You can learn more about everything they have going on this weekend online at tnmot.org. Now, this weekend also marks the return of Taste of St. Louis. The free family-friendly food festival will feature 25 of St. Louis's best restaurants, live music, local vendors, and more. This year's event will run Friday through Sunday, September 24th through the 26th at the new location in Ballpark Village. You can check out all of this year's restaurants and more at tastestl.com. And if you just can't get enough of live music and local eats, then you are in luck. Lunchtime Live is back at the Old Post Office Plaza every Wednesday from 11:30 to 1:30 through November 3rd. You can be part of St. Louis's premier outdoor lunch party. Lunchtime Live runs through November 3rd. For a list of upcoming performances, food trucks, and more, go to lunchtimelivestl.com. I've been there a handful of times, and it's actually a lot of fun. Especially if you're going there for lunch. Can you imagine? Like, just relax, kick back, listen to some music. Now, Rock the Dock is also back this fall, hosted by the Riverboats at the Gateway Arch. This floating concert series features a great mix of live music, Cajun-inspired food, drinks from Four Hand Brewing Company, and best views of the Mississippi and the Gateway Arch. And this year, they've partnered with nonprofit Play It Forward to help supply musical instruments to students in need. They'll be accepting monetary and instrument donations at all the shows for anyone who would like to help them with their mission. Rock the Dock is free to attend and takes place every Sunday from 1 to 4 through October 24th. For a full lineup and more information, go to gatewayarch.com/riverboats. There are so many ways to get out, get outside, enjoy some live music, and there's no denying the vital role St. Louis has played in that story of American music. I mean, think about it. We've had some great people grow up here, be born here, and to share their music with us. And of course, Mississippi Nights was huge to anybody from that era of time. But St. Louis Sound, it covers it all. It covers that and so much more. I really love music, but they had stuff that I didn't even know about. Take a look at what happened at the St. Louis Sound. I caught up with Andrew Wanko, the public historian here at the Missouri History Museum, and I'm really excited about this. This is something you're calling the St. Louis Sound, and it's all about music, and I love music, so what can people expect to find in here?
Yes, so St. Louis Sound is a fascinating exhibit where we look across St. Louis's popular music history, across genres, across eras, from the dawn of recorded sound in the late 19th century, all the way up to Nelly and Mississippi Nights and some of those other incredible places from the early 21st century. So people will see nearly 200 artifacts from across that time range, from huge stars that we all know, Chuck Berry, Tina Turner, Miles Davis, Nelly, Scott Joplin, even going way back to ragtime. But then you'll also get a chance to see artifacts from some of the local St. Louis legends that maybe weren't so famous nationally, but played a huge role in St. Louis's music. People like Henry Townsend. He was a St. Louis blues musician who recorded every decade from the 1920s to the 2000s.
Wow.
A 9-decade-long recording career. He was the first Missourian ever awarded the National Endowment for the Arts Heritage Fellowship, the highest traditional arts honor in our country.
So when people walk through here, what is kind of the first big thing that they're going to notice?
So we talk about how the exhibit starts with the dawn of recorded sound, and St. Louis's story starts at recorded sound's very first baby steps. Thomas Edison invented the phonograph in 1877, the first device to record and play back sound. You recorded by shouting at a needle while you turned a crank, and the needle would scratch your sound recording onto a piece of tinfoil. Just 6 months later, in St. Louis in June of 1878, one of these incredible machines is being demonstrated, and the tinfoil recording made that day is now the oldest existing sound recording we can hear in modern times.
That's huge!
Incredible story. So people will see the actual piece of tinfoil that contains this recording. So, you know, think about how important this thing is. The dawn of recorded sound, this is a huge moment. And it only gets more exciting from there. We have tons of really fascinating stories to tell.
I mean, that's pretty cool, right? Nelly right here. Actually, my friend Fabian's in this music video, and I don't know that she knows yet that she's playing in the Missouri History Museum. Of course, everybody in St. Louis knows about Nelly and how huge Nelly is. So it's pretty cool to have this right here. And everybody knows that line, I'm from the Loot and I'm proud. I've been all over, you know, Tampa, wherever I've lived, and everybody yells and screams that line, even though they're not. So it's totally cool to see all this awesome history right here.
So everybody knows Tina Turner. She's a huge name, one of the biggest names in popular music. The Club Imperial on West Florissant Road was one of the first places anyone ever heard Tina Turner. Ike Turner moved his band to St. Louis in 1957, looking for bigger prospects. One of the prospects he found was the Club Imperial, a rock and roll dance club on the city's north side. He became the music director of the Club Imperial and had a residency there, so he was playing every week. So when Tina Turner joined his band in the late 1950s, this was one of the very first places anyone would have ever heard her sing. Very
That's
fascinating
huge.
story.
And this is actually the lettering from Club Imperial?
So this is the real marquee lettering that was actually on the front of the building in the 1960s when Ike and Tina Turner were playing there weekly. We also have pieces of the stage floor and some of the original really cool Sputnik lights that would hang over the ballroom. Countless major stars played the Club Imperial. Chuck Berry played there, Dolly Parton played there, just anyone you could think of who was coming through town. One of the other really cool things they did was they actually filmed this American Bandstand style teen dance show at the Club Imperial. So this is footage from the club, and you'll see, the kids in their suits dancing around while Ike Turner and his band are playing the music for them.
And you even have a dress.
Yes. So if this is the first part of Tina Turner's career, when she does that reinvention in the 1980s, we have a really beautiful dress that she wore on The Tonight Show for a New Year's Eve performance in 1982. She was 43 years young when she wore that dress on national television. So an incredible figure, her voice, her style, her way of dancing, everything about her completely changed music as we know it.
I mean, I have no musical talent, but I want to be Tina Turner because this dress is amazing. And she wore it when she was, like you said, 43 years young.
Very
so
confident.
if you can wear that dress at 43, you are winning all sorts of prizes. I like how they made it the same color as the one that's in the case. Because you know me, if any of this was available to touch, I would be touching all of it. So it's kind of cool.
There are a few names bigger in the world of jazz than Miles Davis.
Yes.
I mean, he is absolutely one of the most well-known jazz musicians of all time. A native East St. Louisan, spent his time coming up through the St. Louis jazz bands and the scene that was here. It was here that he first learned to play the trumpet. And when he would go on to have his own career later on, he would reinvent jazz music time and time again. It seemed like every album he put out was a totally new sound no one had ever heard before. But Miles Davis doesn't exist in a bubble. Here in St. Louis, he was part of this world of jazz music.
Right.
And one of the other people he knew here was Clark Terry, who he was about 6 years older than Miles Davis. So he kind of came up learning from Clark Terry. And Clark Terry is another massive name that people who are outside of jazz music probably don't know as well, but he is a huge figure. He was the first black member of the Tonight Show band in 1959.
Wow.
He played in the orchestras of both Count Basie and Duke Ellington, recorded more than 900 different sessions. That's 300 more than Louis Armstrong played on, for a total of 3,400 tracks across his career. An incredible musician, and he's another St. Louis name. So these are the trumpets of Miles Davis and Clark Terry. 2 of the 5 trumpeters in history to win the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award were both from St. Louis.
This has been so much fun. I mean, Tina Turner and Tina Turner's dress. I swear to you that when I'm 43, I want to wear a dress like this. That looks awesome. And she's over here like dancing. It's so fun. There is so much to see and learn here at the Missouri History Museum with St. Louis Sound. There's just so much about music history. If you like music this much or a whole bunch, you need to make your way out here. You have like a little over a year to do it, but make sure you write it down. Now, after you make plans to come here to the Missouri History Museum, make sure you follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. You can always drop us a line at thedailymix@stltv.net. That's going to do it for this edition of The Daily Mix. We keep it right here on STL TV and experience St. Louis. See you next time.